You are not going to believe this. I'm in the back of a truck because I've lost my second lead for wombat. It's kind of like a special one because it has a clip on the end of it that I can attach to my pack, but also most importantly it's flexible, so when we're walking all day, if he's pulling on me, it doesn't get uncomfortable for me and we don't end up having fights and whatever else. Anyhow, I'm now in the back of a truck who happens to sell vet supplies. He's let us sit in here with the dog, even though they've got things that are clean that he needs to sell, purely to help me find this stupid cord. It's the second one I've lost in like the space of 3 weeks of walking. I'm so annoyed at myself. Not even 3 weeks, probably 1 week, if you discount my break that I've just had. Anyway, so this man here is helping me look for it, and we're on the long road back in the direction that this man isn't even meant to be going in. He's just helping me out because he's a nice guy. Hey, didn't find it, but these two helped me a big time. Muchas gracias. Quite the day. I lost Wombat's lead, I lost my sunglasses, and I left the light of my torch on for a good 7 hours. As you can imagine, I've been in a bit of a mood about all of it, and I wasn't looking forward to doing this last stretch because it's just been so hot. But check out the path I'm on. It's like shady, which I haven't had all day because of the roadworks. Like all the trees I think have been cleared and it's just really exposed. Oh, it's so good. Buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? You know how I lost my glasses? Well, I'm on a dirt road right now and I'm really learning my lesson because every time a car passes, I'm getting an eyeful of dirt. I was just thinking about how when I first started back in Patagonia, when I first started back in Patagonia, my backpack came above my head and obviously I had to have a lot of winter gear, a lot more food because I would have to do long stints and a bigger tent. But I just think it's crazy that it's so far below my shoulders. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it's hard to show. There you go. Just incredible. All right, so I had that bad day where I lost my sunglasses, I lost dog lead, my inflatable mat started deflating in multiple places along different seals in the quilting. So I got in touch with Paddy Palin because they've been pretty awesome with supporting me, and they have everything in stock that I need, and I have a friend who is coming to visit. Now it's about 2 weeks away.
Alright, I'm just boarding a plane for the next adventure. Haven't really finished the last one. Off to Guatemala, and I'm catching up with Lucy Barnard, my friend who's walking across the world. She just finished the halfway mark and I'm going to hike with her for a few days. It's going to be awesome.
And it's been about 2 weeks since all of this went down. More, actually. Time's just flying. Anyway, so Emma from Paddy Pound's like, yeah, sure, of course, we'll get that to you. And then it was a mad rush because my friend Mike was flying out in a few days, so they had to express everything over to him. And once, so Cedar Summit helped with getting the new mat, and Paddy Palin is just providing all of everything. They even ordered from another shop a pair of new sunnies and paid for them so I could have them. And then they're like, hey, you should talk to Julbo and see if they'll support you. So anyway, I've now written to them and we'll see what happens. You can only ask, right? I could really do with some sunnies. I'm meeting up with Mike today, which is really both very exciting, and also I find it really strange when people visit, just because it seems so surreal that they're here. So I feel like there's probably going to be a moment of weirdness, but also a moment of absolute joy, because not only are we hanging out for a couple of days, he's bringing me replacement shoes and all the things that I lost recently, with the exception of one thing which we tried to tee up but fell through. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be the walk that he was hoping for.
And I'm going to hike with her for a few days. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Because Wombat's toe has puffed up again, and I actually think it's infected now. So as soon as I get into the next town, which will likely be tomorrow, we're going to have to stop and wait there to see the vet, because Wombat can't walk with a toe like this. It's already hurting him. There was no sign of anything yesterday, and by the afternoon his toe had blown up, or at least it was hurting him. And then this morning I took a look at it, and it's just twice the size as it should be. So I'm back to being worried. Oh, and we still have our little stowaway. So maybe the vet can find her a home too. Wombat and I are slowly making it into town. I just spotted Mike's hire car. I mean, the road has gotten heaps better now that I've crossed the bridge. Hopefully you can get down here. Our road has just turned into a river. Just saw a footprint, so that's positive. Dogs are following me blindly. I'm surprised Wombat hasn't gotten excited and run off ahead. Anyway, I think I better have my phone not loosely in my hand, dangling perilously above a river. Spoken to Dr. Farley, because she is the best, and she's put my mind at ease. It's probably still a fungi issue, but he's going to go on some antibiotics, and tonight he gets a foot soak. That'd be nice. My main concern is that today is Independence Day, so it could be that everything's closed up for festivals. And to add to Wombat's woes, that means that there'll be firecrackers, which is his least favourite thing ever. Deal with that when we get to it. False alarm, got excited, and then no. Well, hey! We're back at the starting point, and it's a miracle really to get here so simply. That's normally not the way it goes, so that's really cool. The guy was so happy to take me down this hard road. It's not great for driving on, it's pretty dodgy in places, but we're going again. I'm cleaner than I was when I left. And I was able to do the 5 kilometers to get me into Zacapa, where I am now staying tonight, getting ready for the next 6 days of walking. But right before I went to bed, I just checked Wombat's feet. I wanted to see if the swelling was still there and get an idea of how big his foot is. And I noticed that one paw is bigger than the other, and in particular the toe that has been a problem. And so I called Farley and we went through all of the things that it could be, and she got me to measure it and then measure the other toe. And when there was a considerable difference between the two, she said, "Oh, so it is real." Which is fair enough, because, you know, Wombat does a lot of Hollywoods, and I guess I'm like an over worrier as well. Anyway, we had a nice catch up, and I'm sticking to the plan of just doing half days for the next 4 days and then continuing and seeing how the paw goes. But because it seemed like the paw was only just, or the toe was just slightly bigger and probably still deflating from the swelling that it had a few weeks ago, which is possible, right? And so I hung up the phone from Farley and I thought, oh, you know, I'm going to put a knot in this elastic so that when I measure it next time, I know for sure if it's bigger or if it's staying the way that it should. And then I put it up against the second toe again, and they're the same. It's not swollen. But I'm not going to tell Farley. Not tonight anyway. I've had her up for way too long and I'm too embarrassed because I'm just realizing that I'm like a helicopter dog parent. Anyway, nonetheless, I'm still taking plenty of care, continuing tomorrow, because, I mean, it's just been a big couple of weeks and I don't need this toe to get any worse. So I guess we'll see what happens next.